Okay, welcome back. This is Matt the Rat with another video for you. This is one that's kind of geared towards the beginning player. Not that I'm that advanced, but I've made a few decks, and we're going to learn how to build a deck on Magic the Gathering Arena today. So to do that, you want to go over to the decks, and you may have some here, and you may have some starter decks that you can try out and play with for a little bit, get the hang of different decks and playing Magic. So we're going to hit the plus. Now, this is important depending on what format you're playing in. I play in standard, so we're going to select a standard format, and that's 60 cards. And so here, at this point, you, you might already have an idea of a theme or something that you want to do, like playing vampires or the uh, Phyrexian toxic creatures. Um, but in this case, I've looked through white a good bit, and I found out that there's a lot of soldier cards in this deck, and I think I'm gonna go with a soldier deck because that's a pretty good theme. And since I was looking through it already, I found a couple of cards that are kind of like the whole deck's gonna operate around these cards. And let me see if I can find them here. So first off, you want to kind of find a theme. Don't just go and pick a bunch of cards that are really tough and you just throw them into a deck because you want to have some synergy in your deck. Cards that work together well together. So, Valiant Veteran, he's going to be one of the cards that we're going to uh, build the deck around. We want four of those because in a standard deck, you can have up to four of any type of card, no more. You can have less, and you can have a lot more lands. You're not limited to four with lands, but he's a 2-drop creature. Other soldier creatures you get +1/+1. So if you bring other soldiers out before him and then play this, they get all +1s. If other soldiers come in after him, they get a +1. And if Valiant Veteran is killed and goes to your graveyard, you can exile him and then put a +1/+1 counter on each soldier that you control. So that's a good card to build around. And then we're going to go a little bit further. I found another card that I thought would work really well. Let's see, where is it here? Right here. So, Myral's Sheet of Argive. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So that's pretty big. That's huge. Because a lot of decks right now seem to be playing a lot of enchantments. Um, and so also, this is really the key of why I thought this would be a good card to build a deck around. When Myral attacks, she creates X 1/1 color soldier artifact creature tokens where X is the number of soldiers you control. So the more soldiers you control, the more that she's going to bring out. So if you have 2 soldiers on the field and she comes out and then on her next turn she attacks, she's going to create 2/1/1 color soldier tokens, and this starts increasing exponentially every time she attacks. So we're going to get 4 of her in there. And right now, the lands are kind of auto-populated by the computer based off of how many cards you have and how many it costs to cast the creatures. It's going to figure out what's the optimal range of cards for you. So now what I like to do is go back to the very beginning, and I'm going to look through for every single soldier card that I can find. And then I'm going to just put it in the deck. And then I'm going to go through it when I'm done with that, and I'm going to sort through those. And I may just look through, see a card that's a soldier and it doesn't really fit, so I'm going to just um, nix that one. And then we'll go through and get some enchantments and spells and sorceries in here. So first up, this is an easy 1-drop, so right now we'll just put 4 of those in. Soldiers. We're looking for soldiers. And we will probably put in other sorceries, like this is a good one. Actually, since I know it's a good one, we'll just put it in right now. And that's okay too. If you do see cards that you think would be really good for you, then go ahead and put them in. Okay, looking for soldiers. Now this one, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among them, put it into your hand. I kind of like it, I kind of don't. We'll put it in for now. Now there's some that are human knights. That's a little different. You're not going to get um, the soldier effect with that. And this one I'm not really too thrilled about. Human soldier, as long as Warden of the Inner Sky has 3 or more counters on it, it has flying and vigilance. Tap 3 untap artifacts and or creatures you control, put a +1/+1 on it. So that's pretty good. We only have 1 of those, so see how it's faded out there? That means you don't have enough, you don't have those cards. So I'm going to hit the 1, bring it back to 1. So now all our cards are highlighted, so we own all of those. All right. Human soldier. So it doesn't matter, human, vampire, whatever, as long as it has soldier in it, you're good to go. So it does have flying for 2 cost. We'll put them in there for now. There was one here, Phyrexian Soldier, but no, don't really care for the ones that are Phyrexian for some reason. Human Soldier, these are good here. Each other human you control gets +1/+0, so that's another thing where it's just any soldiers that are already out there, they're starting to stack. And this is like Vampire Soldier, that would work, but don't really find that he works very well with the soldier deck. All right. I do know these work really well in a deck, so we're going to put 4 of those in for right now. And notice already we're almost up to 52 cards, so we are going to have to thin this out so that we can get some other creatures in here. Ossification is another good one. We're just going to put 4 in for right now just so we have them in there. All right. Those are good as well. And the ones that we don't want, we're going to put them into our sideboard just so we have them for later. This one for 2, it's a 2/2. They're okay. I'll put them in for now. We'll probably sideboard those. I'll explain sideboarding in a minute here. Enter the battlefield, may sacrifice another creature or effect. No. That one's okay, but it only affects 1 creature. This is a good one to have, but again, it's not a soldier, so we'll pass on that for right now. And I'm going to kind of go pretty fast through this. So, Siege Veteran here now. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Okay, when another non-token soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 soul. So this is a pretty good one for 2, 3. Put those in there. So we're already up to 65 cards. So we're going to have to be a little tough. So those are okay. We're not going to go with those because we're already there. See, I like this because it's a board wipe, which means it kills all the creatures on the board. So typically, if they have a lot more creatures out there, we can board wipe them, get all their creatures plus ours out of there, and then we can just start loading the board up again. No. Okay, so we're probably getting to the end. And here's a Planeswalker. Let's see if she's really up to snuff here. Choose one target creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Flying first like lifelink or vigilance, that's alright. I don't really think that she's really that great of value for 5. Um, okay. And there are some other good cards that I do like, but really I'm trying to stick with that. When a creature tokens will be created under your control, it is pretty good. Because if we start making token creatures, let's just put it in there for right now. I really like that idea. And then we'll try it out. Okay, here's no Planeswalker. Exile up to one target artifact or creature. Yep. And some of these, they could be good. Okay, so that's the end of all our soldiers there. And we're going to go back to the beginning here. Because I wanted to look at some sorceries and artifacts. So right here, this toggle you can see, we specify what you want. Instants, sorceries, enchantments. We'll go with that. And the ones that we own. Triggers +1/+3. I think this one here, destroy target enchantment. But I think we only have this, which get rid of creatures. We could use some. Yeah, we probably should get some because a lot of people are playing enchantments right now. And we are going to have to thin this down, of course. Let's see. Do we have anything else here? I'm kind of going real fast on this because I don't want to bore you guys with it. So I'm going to go through real fast, see if we can find anything that's really good. Artifact or creature. So we're looking for some instants and sorcery spells that would work really well. You know, I've never played this before. Choose a number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. I don't really know. I've never played it. I mean, it sounds like it could be good. And we do want Sunfall because that's another board wipe. All right, let's just go with this for right now for the sake of time. And we're going to look through. So these are all our ones, twos, threes, fours, fives, and sixes. And we still want 24 cards according to the computer. So we do want enchantments because a lot of people are playing it. So this would destroy enchantments. She's okay. I'm going to get rid of these recruitment officers. And what I'm going to do is, here's your sideboard. If you hit the down button, it'll keep it there. Otherwise, it'll kind of float in and out. So recruitment officers, we're going to get rid of those. You have to drag them one at a time over there. Warden of the Sky. Yeah, we don't have really much for artifacts. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. So two for a 1/2 flyer. Flyer's pretty good, and we could boost up or buff up those pretty quick. Definitely want those. These are really great for buffing up creatures. These are really good for getting rid of pesky creatures that your opponent has. He gets the white tokens. Didn't we have the thing that doubles? Yeah, so we're going to keep in anything that creates tokens here. Not thrilled with these. They're okay, but for their cost, they just don't really do that much. Valiant Veteran, we need those. That's what our among one of two cards that we're building our deck around. These are board wipes. And we might come out after playing a little bit, tweaking the deck, see how it works. We might get rid of those. Maybe we are the ones that always have more creatures out on the battlefield. Okay, so I think this is, well, we need to get rid of 6 cards. Okay, this is where the tough part comes in. Let's see, let's get rid of 2 of those. And we'll get rid of 1 of those. But I don't really want to get rid of anything else. This is the tricky part. See, that one would be really good because she makes 2 token creatures every time she attacks. So I guess let's get rid of these for now. Oops. I should have dragged them over here instead. Otherwise, here I just deleted them from the game. So we need to get rid of 1 more card. Just 1 more. Oh, okay. Let's just get rid of 1 more of him. All right, so we have 60 cards here. Just hit done. And this says new deck, so let's make this. Look if I can spell soldier deck. Okay. Now let's go back over here. And a good way to test this out is initially just go ahead and start play against the bot. Now the bot really isn't the greatest of opponents. He's kind of like a middle of the road, maybe even a little less than middle of road opponent. But this is where we'll play it a little bit and we'll get a feel for how the cards work together and if we have enough cards for this or that. 3 planes. And I'm not going to go through breaking down, everything about how to play today. We're just going to play through. So we've got a 1 drop, 1 drop, 1 drop. Yeah, so I think we're doing good. And we go first. So let's bring out this guy. It turns into a 1, 1, 1, 2. That's right. Okay, so bring him out. Eat other. Oh, this is other humans. Oh, see, we might get rid of that, but he's also a soldier, so he could get buffed up by our other creatures. And this is a blue deck, so they're going to want to enchant their creatures and remove our creatures, cancel our spells. Let's see, this would be actual target creatures, so we could get rid of him. And we can also bring him out, so that's good. We'll attack with those 2. So, as you can see right now, we're doing something every turn and we're using up our mana, which is good. You want to try to use up as much as possible every turn. And I'd say, yeah, things are coming along well. Well, we can attack with all of them. He's not going to do us any damage. He's just a defender. They don't want to get rid of their 1/1 flyer because that's about the only advantage they have at the moment. So 3/3. So hopefully we start getting some good cards. So unfortunately we're starting to get mana flooded here. And now, well, he is a flyer. So let's attack. What's his ability again? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So we're not going to attack with those because he could block. So we'll just go with the 1 flyer. They already attacked with theirs that turn, so they couldn't block. So I'd like to see something that really ramps up our soldiers. We haven't seen that yet, so maybe that's something that we would tweak. Still only have the 1 flyer. Unless someone has reach here. And this is what blue does. They bounce cards back to your hand, they destroy your creatures, they counter your spells. But we're lucky enough we can bring him back in, and that boosts up all of our other soldiers, so that's good. That's kind of what we're going for here. I feel like taking the damage there. Ugh. So he creates a 1/1 white creature token. Again, I think the best thing we can do is just go with their flyer. They might block. That will just, oh, it did destroy it. That's right. Okay. The soldiers you control get +1/+1. This is one of the cards we're building our deck around, so watch this. Hopefully it doesn't, oh, you can't negate it. So everybody bumped up by 1. So he would, those two, that they would cancel. It block 2/1, they'd kill the other. So let's attack with all. We'll thin out one of theirs, but it will take one of ours. And of course we built the deck around enchantments. Okay, so exile all creatures. Incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. So I'm going to say we don't really want that yet, because we don't have any creatures that we can bring back into this. So I'm going to attack again. Maybe we can thin out their creatures. And if we don't, and we should really be doing the math for this. And so if we bring him back, all our soldiers would get a +1/+1. 3, 4, they could do 4 to us. I'm going to say let's bring him back out right now. Okay, so we could do a board wipe. That might save us, but target creature is +1/+1 until end of turn. Yeah, that's actually not so great because we don't have artifacts and enchantments, so let's do the board wipe. And hopefully he doesn't have another creature, although this is not looking great for us. Oh. Okay. So we got lucky there and won.
Want to play again?
But I can already tell there's a couple of cards that we're going to want to take out of this. That Michiko battle card does, or saga card does work really well, but of course it's got to be in the deck that has enchantments in it, and I forgot about that. So where's he at? Pull out our sideboard. Actually, with this, we're just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we can put 4 others in here. Guess let's. Did we have another flyer? Yep. We'll bring. We'll bring the recruitment officer in. 2 of those. And then 2 of the 1,000 moon crack shot. Okay. Let's try this again. See how it works. And we might end after this one, or might do 3 games. We'll see how it goes here. See if there's anything more we want to tweak. So opponent goes first. We have 2 mana. So we wouldn't be able to bring anything out until second turn. But we do have 3 of the key cards that we want. So in this case, we're going to keep it. So I'll probably bring out this first because it does create a 1/1 white token. So we'll have some soldiers on the field before we bring out the Valiant Veteran here, which gives +1/+1 to all soldiers we control. We'll block that, get rid of theirs. Now, you know what? Let's not. We'll save our soldiers. Two 2s. Let's not attack right now. This one has the Death Touch. Always got to read their cards. Be aware if they've got a Death Touch out there. You got to watch it. Alright, so let's bring her out. She's our big heavy hitter. Every time she attacks, she creates more monsters. So no attacks yet. She attacks, she creates soldier creature token where X is the number of soldiers you control. So that's pretty awesome. Let's bring him out. And oh, we've got enough to bring him out as well. So let's see. We're gonna attack with everybody. And watch, where is she? Okay, so she's gonna bring out 1, 2, 3, 4, either 4 or 5 1/1 soldiers. 6 soldiers, not bad. So now it's lethal, that meaning that their next turn we could kill them, unless they've got some sort of major response. But black doesn't typically have board wipes. They have something similar, but it's not a board wipe. All right, another one of her. Oh, I forgot. If you have a legendary creature, you can only have one of them out at a time of the same name. So we have 6 of those attacking. This is awesome. See, this is the power of the soldiers. We just created another 12 soldiers.
Congratulations.
Okay, so that was humming along pretty good. So now that we kind of think we have it tweaked fairly good, it's, you know, it's still a work in progress probably. Let's go play against an actual human, not a bot. So we'll go standard, regular play, not ranked. We'll select our soldier deck and see if we can get someone to play against. Sometimes if it's not ranked, you can be waiting just a little bit before you find an opponent. Okay, we got an opponent here. Looks like we're going to be playing at least black. I guess this is a good way to start. Good mana. We can get stuff on turn 1, turn 2, turn 2, turn 2. Oh, they're blue. When they have these avatar or creatures, it's kind of fun to play around with them. So blue can just counter our spells, and this is technically a spell, see, just like that. So it can get a little annoying playing against blue, but it's when you're playing it against others, it's pretty fun. They probably have another counter target creature spell. Alright, they let that through. Pass to them, their turn. And we'll wrap it up after this game, regardless if we win or lose. Oh boy. I have this deck as well. This can be pretty tricky. So we can exile this creature because I think that's what we're going to do. Unless they negate this. Ah. So basically they phased it, so basically it basically doesn't even exist on the board right now. So I don't want to tap one of my own creatures. So every instance and sorcery spell that goes into his graveyard increases his, I thought it was just his power. I thought his toughness stayed at 4, but yeah, it's supposed to be just his power and toughness was supposed to be 4, so I don't know. Maybe, oh, he had something that buffed him up a +1. Yikes, 8/5. So next turn, if they don't counter our spell, we're going to exile him. They're looking at some cards. They're going to pick one, put in their hand, one in their graveyard, one in their library. So this is not great. But we should, unless they can counter it. And if they counter this one, we have enough land to play another one. And then they'll be out of mana. So, I don't know. We'll see what they do here. They phased it again. So, we can't use our spells on this. We better not attack because he could kill us this turn. No, no attacks. Oh, I forgot he's a flyer. Damn it. Oh, well. So anyway, sometimes you just lose to another good deck, but I think we're building something good here. So I would play a few more games unranked just to see how it goes. And if you find that some cards aren't really living up to their cost or what you kind of would want them to be doing, or they're just falling flat and they're not really working well with the deck, pull them out, look for some other cards. And what I like to do is say it's a um, 2 cost card, 2 mana cost. I would then look within the 2 mana to see if I can find anything else I really do like in there. So I keep uh, my mana curve, which would be like um, I should explain that to you, but let's go back to the mana curve here for a second. So see here, this is your kind of your curve. So we're pretty high on ones, twos, 2 drops, which would be these, are we have the most of those, and then it kind of dramatically drops from there. So what this means is a pretty fast deck because we can get a lot of stuff out in the first with 1 mana and 2 mana, and then it'll take us a while to get in some of our heavy hitters. But I think so far it's working all right. And You'll probably, do some tweaking. But anyway, that's it for this show or this video. I appreciate you guys watching until the end. Like and subscribe, give thumbs up, all that sort of thing. And I'll see you in the next video. I think the next one we're possibly going to do a Selesnya enchantments deck. We'll play that probably ranked. I'm in Mythic right now, and we'll see how that goes. All right. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.